The Stars and Stripes show is brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.
It's Gavs FM Power to Engage Your World. Welcome to it. I'm quite excited about this next hour of the show because we are getting into a journey through history as we celebrate the richness as well as the significance of Black History Month. We are going to be having conversations in between. Some of the musical selections that we've picked are, music that's going to be honoring and obviously contributing to the resilience of the African American community. And of course, in studio today, I'm quite excited to have a young woman who goes by the name Kendra Knight. Yes, you are young. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well.
Why did you make a face when I said young woman?
I am young, but
There's a saying in Setswana and it says, "Kgotsofala yo batlang." And if I'm going to translate it for you, the people who age and grow older are those who actually intentionally do that, maybe because they see themselves as being too old. So, young woman you are, and that's how I'm introducing you.
And I appreciate it. I have a great streak in my head. You can't see it because I have but so it's I use it as like my wisdom. It's my wisdom streak. And I've recently I'm 37, so I've come into the point.
You are young. So in Botswana, the demographic for youth ends at 35. So you've kind of just crossed over the 35 year.
I know it does. We feel the same in the U.S. Please, you hit 40 and it's like, oh my gosh, where's your eye cream?
What's happening? Look, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
People are probably wondering, okay, who are we talking to? Who's this woman on the airwaves? Sure. Let's just get into who you are and what you do. Yes. And also, how long have you been in Botswana for?
So I arrived in Botswana in September of last year. So I've only been here about 6 months.
Okay.
So in the U.S., I was a former high school history teacher and a brand photographer. So I took photos of different brands for social media and advertisements.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my story.
Okay, so you've been here for 6 months, and in this 6 months of being in Botswana, what's your stay been like? What have you enjoyed the most? What are you still looking forward to learning?
Sure. So first of all, Gabs has been to me. I needed like community. It's been a community where if I needed help easily. So when you're moving to a new country, you don't know what to expect. Yes. You have these research things and you know what you want to do.
It's never the same.
It never goes the way you think.
There.
Yeah, it never goes the way you think. But it's been better. It's been better than what I thought. It's been, I feel comforted. I feel like it's like a hug. Like I feel like really like it's like I'm home. Like I feel that way. Truly, I feel like I'm home.
Okay. Okay. Now we are currently talking about Black History Month, and you did say that you were a history teacher. So I'm expecting the conversation to be very insightful. Yes. And I think let's just get straight into it. Looking at Black History Month, how would it be observed in America, in a place like America? How is it celebrated? How is it observed? What is done to celebrate it?
Parades, mostly. A lot of people come together in their own communities. They do a lot of festivals. They organize. Schools have their own plays and productions. I've done plays and productions where I've asked the students, and a lot of times, even for students, is what do you want to see, right?
Yes.
A lot of students, because it's always the history part, they never get the celebration part. So it's always, do you want to celebrate music? Do you want to celebrate inventions? Do you want to what is the part that you want to celebrate versus focusing on history? We need the history, right? We need the impact. We need to understand how do we get to this point in order to celebrate. But I think kids today, they just want to, you think history and it's like,
do they get it though? Do they get it?
I think they get it when they can connect to it. So when they can see that, when they see trends. So you may talk about like Nelson Mandela. You might say, okay, what he did, but then who is the modern Mandela, right? Like who is the modern that they can connect with and that they can see themselves being so that they can be community organizers, be leaders in the community. So that's the goal. That was my goal. It's always, what can we, it's not just entertainment, right? It's what, because I feel like that's always what we go to, celebrating music, but what is it that you want to see? What is it? Who do you want to celebrate? Who should be celebrated, right? Because yes, activists are, they're needed. It's great for the movement to move along, but who should we be celebrating? Whose story needs more impact? So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Now, you did say that you've been in Botswana for about 6 months or so. What has it been like in terms of your experience being in an African country? As a Black American, have you had time yet to process and see any elements of our culture here that are shared with the culture of Black Americans? Have you had enough time to see that?
Yes, I have. Like I said, I think my viewpoint is already that, like I've gotten a lot of things, like I've my living standards, I've gotten all that out the way. So like I can live, I can be comfortable.
Yes.
So because I'm already comfortable, it's allowed me to see just music, right? There's music even when I came in the building, I don't know where, it's a radio station, so it's music playing outside.
We do have music.
It's music playing in the malls. It's music playing. It's vibrant music. I went to a mall yesterday and people were like, they're shopping, but they're like dancing a little bit, right? And I'm like, oh, like this is, and so I can do a little, a little piano dance, a little, and so, and I'm not, no one's looking at me, right? Like no one's like,
judging you.
No one's judging it, judging me. So it's the shared vibrant music. It's the shared sense of community that I feel. If I need help, my car broke down 2 weeks ago. I was like, in a parking lot, three guys just came up, just walked up. Your car broke down, pushed me where I need to go. What else do you need? Told me what I needed to do, and it helped. Right? So it's that sense of community. It's that sense of pride. It's that sense of diversity. You see, I go into the bank and like, it's Black. I just love Black people. I love Black people. I love just being just immersed in Black culture and just seeing different diversity. I went to, African Mall, and just seeing.
There's a lot of history in that mall, but
is it? Okay. So that's what and that's what I don't know. But it's just I can sense when I'm walking out there. I can sense it. I'm talking to people. And yes, we're negotiating prices on things and that, but I still love the conversation. Like we'll end up having a conversation. They'll end up teaching me the meaning of their names.
Yes.
So I'm purchasing something, but I'm getting something in returton too.
I love it.
It's that community I love. And we have that too. Like we have that, do you need help with anything? We'll bring you in. So
caring each other. I love that.
Yes.
Look, I think another question that I have for you, Kendra, is, looking at impactful leaders in the Black community, whether it's looking at historically or the current ones, which leaders would you say are some of your favorite and why? Like, why would you say that specific leader and what they've done is one of the stories that you can relate to?
Sure. I remember in the 5th grade, I had to do a project on Shirley Chisholm.
Okay.
And she was like one of the first Black female presidents, but it was like within a small sect. And I just remember like, I can do that. Like I had never thought about being president. I had never thought about, even like when Barack Obama became president, none of us did. None of us thought that it could be possible. But I think it's
in your lifetime.
Yes, right. I mean, and even that, right? Just how young I was and how just seeing that and just being able to organize and even being interested, because I was not interested in politics at all. So even with her, like seeing that she can do it, I can do it. I can, so we need leaders. I like leaders when they break barriers. And you see them, and it doesn't matter what space. It could be music, it could be inventions, it can be schools. I love to see leaders who are breaking barriers in a sense that they're making their own lane. Today, I like, there's a activist, his name is D-Ray McKinson. McKinnon. I think McKinson. And he was an activist on Ferguson when there were a lot of protests in the States. And he's kind of remained like community level. I just love to see, because and maybe I like to see community organizers because it's hard for me to see myself in those roles. Like it's hard for me to see like me gathering people. For protests or gathering people for money or for just to see the community because I'm down for the cause.
Yeah,
but it's like what happens when you get negative things from the cause, right? And you're like, So I love to see people who are they're so into the cause that they're willing to, go to jail or willing to, do the things that we sometimes can't do.
Yes.
Right. So those are the people that I would deem as my favorite.
Now, I think another interesting question is, Kendra, you did say that you did teach history and you've done a lot of work with young people. What would you like young people, young children, adolescents to be able to learn from Black History Month?
Yes. That everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, and that all the stories that we have, it doesn't matter. We come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that I'm an American, right? Or that if you come from a place of no money, or if you have money, everyone has a story, and that story should be told. That story should be respected. That story should be. So just understand that they don't have to have a position of power to make an impact or have influence. So yeah, that's always my, your story matters, basically, so.
Oh, I love it. Look, it's Gabs FM Power to Engage Your World, still on the Stars and Stripes radio show, really celebrating the Black History Month and just the contributions, the impact, whether we're speaking of current leaders, whether we're talking about leaders of old who have contributed to the history of Black Americans. I think of one woman, Madam C.J. Walker, who was actually the first self-made female millionaire in the USA. And I think being able to hear stories like that, first of all, being a woman, secondly, being Black, in an environment that did not allow for such milestones to be able to take place. So anyway, Kendra, we are about to run out of time with speaking to you. Last words from you. What would you like to leave us with?
Well, just thank you for having me today, and just truly that, again, respect people's stories, respect their backgrounds, and just always have an open mind on their perspectives. So, yeah.
12:29 is your time. On the other side of this, we catch up with creative, somebody who does absolutely amazing representing the arts in Botswana, not just in Botswana, but outside of Botswana. Do stay tuned for that here conversation. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Power to engage your world is on 97.8 FM.
The Stars and Stripes show is brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.
Look, it's Gabs FM Power to Engage Your World. Music in the background from Bob Marley, the late. This one is called Redemption Song. And I do know that they've recently shot a biopic and it's going to be out in cinemas soon. I'm very excited to see that. Before that, we gave you great music from John Legend alongside Common. And that one is called Glory. It's a Friday. Welcome back to the Stars and Stripes radio show. And if you're wondering what that's about, it's a collaboration between Gabs FM and the U.S. Embassy in Botswana. On today's show, we're quite excited to be talking about Black History Month. And of course, we're getting into the partner spotlight. On the line, we're talking to somebody who is a brilliant artist. I think I've had the pleasure of getting into conversations with this man who's on the line. I've also seen his very amazing artwork, and I'm hoping he's no stranger to Rona re le Botswana. On the line, I'd like to welcome to this conversation a Motswana artist, Re Wilson Ngoni. Good afternoon, Wilson.
Greetings.
How are you doing today?
I'm all good, and compliments to you for 2024.
Compliments to you. Look, I haven't seen you in person in so many years. I was telling our colleagues here, the first time I met you, funny enough, we were coming from the same country, but we met in Ethiopia of all places. And, I think that's where, I think it was 7 years ago. And I really got to appreciate your artwork. But I think, it's very important for us, Rele Botswana, to be able to celebrate other artists are doing amazing in terms of not just, living out your talent, but also the fact that you are around the world flying the flag ya Botswana. So, as we get into the conversation, I'm very, very excited. And I think let's just get straight into it. So, for motho e leng gore ga go itse, a re bue ka wena. Just tell us about yourself, and also how did you find yourself in the work that you do? How did you stumble into that line of work?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this opportunity to speak with you and to speak with the audience and to speak with all the beloved Botswana, both at home and out here. I really, really appreciate this because it gives me also that great opportunity to share some love in this month of love. So we're starting with so much love.
Yes.
That, I'm giving it back. I've been receiving so much love from my people. And, Wilson Ngoni is a Botswana painter. We've been painting for now 33, 34 years.
Wow.
And, there ain't nothing really much about me except paintings. That's all I try to do. That's all I'm learning. I'm growing. That's all I do day in, day out. Fortunately, at home, as you just mentioned, my name now is synonymous with painting, with art. So I'm very, very fortunate to be this artist. My work is more focused on human rights, on women, on children. Women, when I talk about, my country's got the highest population of beautiful women in the world. So, I celebrate our women through my paintings. I celebrate our mothers, our sisters, and, just to give them also positive vibes that we see you guys and, we love you guys, So I paint on children in crisis, children without a voice. I paint on cultural settings. I also paint on wildlife. And most of all, I love to paint on the human, the human spirit, the virtue of being a human being, So that's one of my major, the human experience.
Yeah.
That's the major theme that I focus on. Though generally my paintings are all aimed at contributing to the general happiness of humanity. I want all of us to be happy. So, I want to uplift you. I want to uplift the next person. I want to uplift and brighten up the walls where my painting hang, the homes. I want my paintings to be a light. As people put bulbs in their houses, I hope my paintings become an extra bulb that light brightens, the spirit of the home owners or office dwellers, that kind of thing. So basically, that's me.
Oh, wow.
That's me.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Wilson. Now, today we're speaking on Black History Month. I just want to find out if there are any black artists that you most admire? You know, you've been painting for 33 years or so. And, you know, I'm sure within those 33 years of growing your craft and, you know, bettering your talent, you've come across batho ba e leng gore you look at and you admire. Are there specific artists in the black community that you personally admire, and why?
I would like to say this to you, that, you know, like they say in science they say energy cannot be destroyed, it just can be transformed into another phase or into another form. You know, like sound can be transferred into light can be transferred into this, and this can be transferred into this. So in art also cannot be deformed or destroyed or be taken less or be separated. It can only be transformed into another format. So with that, I would love to say to you that not in painting that I have other artists that really inspire me, but I it's amazing that I listen to Buju Banton.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And he drives me to paint. I listen to Tupac. He drives me to paint. I listen to Nas. He drives me to paint. I listen to Sizzler. He drives me to paint. You know, so that I listen to Z. He drives me to paint. I listen to ATI. I listen to Zeus. They drive me to paint. So I guess you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
That while I'm on the brush, hold in front of the easel, holding my brush, and, you know, facing these canvases, these people they sing energy into me. You know. So that's how it feels when I'm in the studio. When, you know, I depend mostly on the loneliness of an artist to produce most of these paintings. But while I'm in that space of loneliness of an artist, Samantha Moko is singing, you know, in the same space.
Okay. No,
you know, yeah.
Wow.
So you find that, you know, I just put my straws into the tank Habudu Banten and suck energy from there, and, you know, voila, it was Ngoni's painting. And particularly, you know, Caesar loves to sing about Black history. Caesar Kalonji, the Jamaican musician, Buju Banten loves to sing about also, you know, destiny. You have to rule your destiny. You have to be strong. Just right now, you just played Emancipate Yourself from Mental Slavery. You know, Bob Marley. I listen to a lot of Bob Marley, and I'm currently in Cape Town. That's where my studio is, and I'm painting from here. And you see, in here, these musicians, it's like they sing for me. It's like their words, their power, their energy is directed towards me. That, you know. Produce, share some love, live.
Look, just to also continue the line of thought that you are taking, Wilson, you did mention a few artists that you listen to, and a little birdie told me that you are currently in the process of getting into a different side of a creative space that people are not used to seeing you in, and that involves music. So I'm going to put you on the spot here. You're working on an album, are you not?
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Okay.
I'm working on a 16-track album.
Wow. Okay.
That's called One Day I Will Sing.
Okay.
Yes. You know, like I just said, you find yourself humming at first at Tupac songs or Buju Banton songs, and the next thing you find yourself singing like him. Mama, here where you calling destiny? Mama, look for where you calling. Yeah. I wanna rule my destiny. So, you know, you find your voice again, align to that. You find yourself adapting. I mean, if you come to Botswana and live with us for 4 or 5 years, it becomes your culture. It becomes your way, your lifestyle. So, 33 years, part of it, largely, you'll be listening to Buju Banton and Caesar. You find yourself singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find yourself singing. So, just to say, if you go to the loo, if you go to the bathroom, you always come with the whiff of the aroma of the bathroom. If you go to the kitchen, you always come with the aroma of food cooking. So,
yeah.
If you listen to these guys, you always catch the vibe.
Yeah, it's
so,
inevitable.
I'm working on a 16-track album of songs. One day I will sing, and one day I will sing.
Yeah. Oh, look, I love it. And as soon as it's done, please do make sure that Ronamo Gabs FM, we get to at least have a few of your tracks. I'm sure it's going to be a very insightful body of work. And as you work on it, good luck to you. And thank you so much for sharing your gift with us. But, in the process of us talking about Black History Month, I think somebody might be listening and wondering, okay, we're talking to a Botswana painter, Botswana artist. So from your point of view, what do you think Black people in Botswana, in Africa, versus Black people in America have in common? What have you seen? What connects us to each other?
The first thing I must tell you is the DNA. Yeah, the thing is the DNA. We are one. I've been fortunate to be on Facebook. I'm fortunate on Facebook to be linked with quite a number of people of the African American origin in the US, and I've been also fortunate to lecture to students from different universities from the United States, including Pisa University. So they bring their students to my studio in Kopong mostly, and part of them are Blacks. We relate, we connect, we share a lot of things, and furthermore, even like I said, through music. If you listen to music, the likes of Tupac, you understand that their struggle is similar to our struggle. What they're fighting for is same like what we are fighting for. What we celebrate is same as what they celebrate. I mean, I've seen a lot of Blacks in America but celebrate hairstyle yali manga di tselana. And I've seen you Botswana lo celebrate le manga di tselana lo rata yalo. I've seen barata di dreadlocks, ke bone rata di dreadlocks. Even when I was in Germany, I saw some Black people with hormonal black hair, and we could just connect because of our hair yellow. But also when we sit together, our views about life, about the world, about a lot of things, about colonization, for instance. We resonate, we relate, and we are against all things that are not right.
Yeah.
If you see Black people across the world, in Africa, anything that is not right, Black people are against it. I'm not saying this is saying that maybe white people or the Chinese or the Zimbabweans or the Botswana support it. No. I'm just saying we share the same vibes. It's the reason why, I'll hear Buju Banton when he's singing, because I understand what he's saying. And as far as Jamaica, while I'm in Botswana, and when they see my paintings in Trinidad and Tobago, in the US, they relate, they see it. I mean, when I do the outdoor kitchen, they remember my grandma used to roast maize like you are doing in that painting, Wilson. So, we are one.
Wow. You know what, Wilson, we have a fast run out of time, but I think as we close off this conversation, what would you want to say to be able to encourage creative expression when it comes to our children, when it comes to young people? How can you encourage such?
First thing is, I would like to just request my youth not to undress themselves in social media, thinking that's the route to go. I think there's better ways of showing creativity than undressing themselves, Yes. So that gets a lot of my attention. They can be creative, but very simply. I hope you get me. One other thing is just a special request to our leaders to realize that the times have changed and they need to create and support the creativity of the young minds, young blood, the young power, and they need to be empowered. I mean, if you need, let's say sponsorship, it should not be analogous like it used to be in 1988.
Yeah.
Right now, you need to realize that youth has got so much energy and they need to do things, and they didn't need to do things now. If you hinder them, they become hopeless and they go to drugs or they go into vice and other things that, are nasty. So, black child, black youth, Botswana, I just say, take care of yourself. Self-love is very, very important. And, good life.
Wilson Ngoni, thank you so much for spending some time with us. And such an insightful conversation. Well done on your journey. It's been so exciting to be able to see it panning out, and we wish you nothing but the best as you continue to grow and evolve in your artistic expression.
I really, really appreciate your time, and I wish you the best year ahead,
Have a great one.
One love.
And that's how we wrap up our conversation with Wilson Ngoni, who is a brilliant Botswana artist. He did say that his studio is out in Cape Town now. I guess we learned something new. Look, on the other side of these, I'm going to give you a great website to follow if you need any more information when it comes to the programs that are being either grants or exchange programs, etc., through the U.S. Embassy in Botswana. Do look out for that.
Takatokwane. Power to engage your world is on 101.0 FM.
It's Gabs FM, power to engage your world. 12:57 is your time. And of course, in the background, playing you music from Jill Scott Golden, as of course we conclude the conversation that we've just had on celebrating Black History Month. And just as we go on and get into a new month, let's just be able to, keep the conversation alive. Let's continue to celebrate diversity, and also let's be able to honor the legacy that's been left by those who've gone before us. And a quick reminder, if you'd like to find out about the opportunities that are available, whether you would like to look at the grants that are available, whether you'd like to study in America, do head on over to bw.usembassy.gov. That's bw.usembassy.gov. Or you can also check out the U.S. Embassy in Botswana's Facebook page. They will respond to things quite quickly over there. Also remember, they've got an Instagram page as well as on X. I always want to say Twitter, but that's it from us. Good afternoon.
The Stars and Stripes show was brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.